Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kaiserreich. We won. Good job. Time to take their land. Give me that Macedonia. That's a Greek core. That's a Greek claim. Take a Sofia. Submit the demands. Okay, Romania's like, take that, I demand it. Okay. Alright, that claims. Yeah, alright, seems pretty good. That seems good. Yeah, no reason to argue. They don't have boats, so, yep. Serbia takes. It gives state to Serbia. Alright, confirm. Romania took some states. Greece took some states. Serbia took a lot of states. Bulgaria was annexed. Ha 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 ha. Ho 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 ho. Hee 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 hee. Time to switch these guys over to infantry. And then, infantry could be, normal again. And then, we can do that. It's being used as a garrison? What? Change my garrison to cavalry. Not that it matters, again. Decommission you. And then, alright. That is the ideal outcome, I think. Oh, I should have probably ideologically charged my army. That would have been smart. Anyways, I'm dumb. We should support someone. Who do we feel like supporting? I don't know, man. United States Military Administration. Why not? I think we get, like, XP for that, and also it's fun. RP. Alright. Give me more guns. Ah, the Greeks left the squad. It's just the two of us. Yeah. Greece is, you know, they're in it for the land. They got their land. We don't have a problem with it. We liberated our territory. We're so cool. Yeah, alright. We did it. International arms embargo, Russian military mission, Balkan war exhaustion, all been removed. Greece leaves the Congress. Delegation of Greece left the Congress. Either protest or agreed plan of action because the benefits themselves. Their loss. Indonesia declares war on the Dutch East Indies. Anyways. They don't like the fact that we annexed. Aha! Fall the Bulgarian Eagle. With a swift and sudden stroke, the Bulgarian overlordship of the Balkans had been overthrown. Their so-called Greater Bulgaria turned out to be a paper tiger, attacked from multiple sides, divided between multiple fronts. It suffered the same fate as it did in 1913. We've once again been reunited with our brethren across Greater Morova, and have even reclaimed the lands of Macedonia, which, in spite of what locals claim, have always been the heritage of the Serbian Empire. Those who doubted our government's course have been silenced by our tremendous victory, at least for now. A few less enthusiastic voices claim our nation will struggle to reintegrate the newly conquered territories, but they're only a handful, and their concerns are generally shunned by the optimists of the Parliament in Belgrade. Excellent! Surely there won't be a big rebellion in Macedonia. Surely. Don't call me Shirley. Indonesian National Revolution, another blow to European power. Hey, I thought we had manpower. Alright. I'm gonna do this. Can I do MPs? I can. I'm gonna duplicate this and call these guys MPs. Boop. We're going to go MPs. We're going to go martial law. I do not want to override integration. But, the territory that we got, we're gonna have to do martial law. I may have to do Chetnik organizations. Give me more manpower. That's not a lot of manpower, but yay! We can do it! The fate of Bulgaria. Excellent. The fate of Bulgaria. After a long fight with the Bulgarians, we launched a full offensive, forced the Bulgarian army to surrender. Sofia is now in our hands. What should we do with their lands? Release a Republican Bulgaria. There we go. Good work. We did it. That should reduce our... There we go. Irmo. Return of the IMRO. The mere mention of the internal Macedonia Revolutionary Organization will fill elder Serbians with troubled thoughts. Stand by. Anyways, an ultranationalist revolutionary terror group, the IRMO, it's IMRO, really, it's IMRO, long fought for a Bulgarian Macedonia with brutal pre-Belkrieg uprisings in Lendin and Tikves against any power that got in the way of their so-called liberation of the Macedonia region. Since the Belkrieg, Bulgaria's hegemony in the region has seen the IMRO go into a form of limbo, fading into history with their goal achieved. A recent reclamation of Macedonia was always expected to be difficult to consolidate, but today the National Assembly received word the Bulgarian colonel and revolutionary Ivan Mihailov has restored the organization. This guy. Declaring an open war in Belgrade in the process. In the mountains surrounding the Vardar Valley, Voivodes of the Irmo have gathered to proclaim their independence of the independent state of Macedonia, and followed it with a call for all Macedonians to take up arms and evict the hated Serbian invader from lands once for all. One of the mountains, their comitas have descended. Open warfare is breaking out across the region once more. Oh God. Anyways. There's a current lull phase. I don't know what that means. Neither of us are able to attack each other. Apparently. Decisions. Alright. Alright. We've completed a focus. Yeah, this will be done in 10 days, so it's fine. Okay. In the mountains and hills of Macedonia... Sorry, the mountains and hills of Macedonia make a region a godsend, and he would build guerrilla revolutionary, and so the conflict against the IMRO takes place in the form of irregular, small-scale warfare. Armed Macedonian bands, the Chetas, infiltrate the rest of Macedonia from the organization's headquarters in the mountains, against which the Serbian army and law enforcement responds with regular patrols and similarly small-scale organization. Our resources in the war are limited, however. Should we defend the larger cities in the north, such as Skopje, or should we focus on the rural mountain in the south? We'll focus on the cities in the north. Seems arbitrary. Lull phase. If resistance reaches 100%. Macedonia will be lost. Okie dokie. What? Aurora Borealis sighted! Much of Europe, including Serbia, was met with a shocking sight tonight. An Aurora Borealis, expanding as far as the Mediterranean, coloring the sky in a blood-red color. For many, this is a beauty to behold. The superstitious immediately took this to be a sign from God above. Clearly, it was such a so. He was trying to tell the people something, was it a warning, a favor, or a threat? The most striking interpretation came over Serbian preaching in the Morova countryside, who interpret this as a sign of the first thing. Probably do with just that. First thing. Sorry. It was a warning, and no ordinary warning to the people of Europe. In his town and surrounding villages, he proclaimed God is aware of an impending apocalypse, and not one driven by the four horsemen, rather by the people of Europe themselves. In less than 10 years, the rivers of the continent will run red with blood, much like the sky ran red that night. A ferocious eagle, its wingspan large enough to cover Europe, will fight a storm of ice and snow from east, and declare itself defender of the world from a pure evil. Yet its heart is just as dark as the evil it claims to fight. That doesn't take a genius to realize who they're talking about. Anyways, fascinating tale. Panic caused among the ships just anything fascinating, however. Stop looking at the sky! Comet sighted. It's probably in our best interest to, like, press some buttons. It's probably impose martial law. As resistance in Macedonia spreads, must not hold back any means to destroy them. For the duration, the entire region needs to be placed under strict military command. Curfew must be established across the region. Opposition worded out without hesitation. Seems like a good idea. Are these guys, like, perpetually teleporting away? That's really funny. Alright. We'll just do that, then. Alright, we've imposed martial law. Italian civil war resumes. Will we ever find peace? Victory. Aha! The Macedonian rebels struck at midnight, but our forces were prepared and retaliated harshly. After several engagements across the countryside, the Imro has suffered serious losses and was forced to retaliate. You mean retreat? The war continues, but we have ensured impressive victory today, thus unto all criminals. Anyways. The lull. Anyways. It's probably good to lure their forces. The Macedonian revolutionaries are monsters, but they are still human, and humans can be tricked. We can wage a war in the mines and trick their forces with lures, artificially weakened outposts, and false leads. Can strike exactly where we want, where we will destroy them. I think we will again focus on these cities in the north. If it fails, oh whales. I can press buttons. Do I want to, though? We probably could do rural credit grants in, like, Belgrade. Seems useful to build more additional stuff. Because I want to build there if I can. We lured their forces. We're going to lure in the north. Oh, it's probably in our best interest to appoint loyal village chiefs. We will not hold our ground in Macedonia solely through military might. We need to create a network of collaborators and establish new institutions which will work with the people and ensure their silent majority does not resist us. The village and the chiefs, easy to appoint and remove, are a good place to start. We're in a perpetual sabotage mode. It's not worth trying to fix. Great stability, by the way. Okay. The first and the second revolution. One of the most renowned political philosophers and legal professors in the Republic of Serbia, Slobodan Jovanovic, has published a revision to one of his first works, Political and Legal Discussions, and its most important change with the addition of a new preface and introduction. In this preface, Jovanovic made a leap forward and describes the events of 1925-1926 not as the Republican Revolution, but as the Second Serbian Revolution. The First Serbian Revolution, referred to by Jovanovic, was the famous 3 decades long Serbian Revolution, led by Karađorđe Petrović and numerous other heroes of Serbian history, which happened concurrently with the Greek War of Independence and culminated in the recognition of the vassal Principality of Serbia. It is generally seen as the beginning of modern Serbian history and the first step to the long journey of independence. Jovanovic explains his decision to name it the first later in the text, the Second Serbian Revolution of the post-World Greek period, to be understood not as an independent event, but as the culmination of the ideals of the Karađorđe and the first Serbian revolutionaries. From this initial statement, there are numerous conclusions to be made. The Serbian people live in a history marked by redemptive struggle in the name of freedom and liberty, be it freedom from foreign oppressors or freedom from unjust government. The democracy which they enjoy should not be understood as a Western import, but rather a development of unique Serbian culture and identity, and vice versa. Democracy should be considered a core element of Serbian identity. The Serbian tricolor flies for freedom. Yay, more stability. Hunt down those criminals. No, we were defeated. Okay. Chaos and disorder in Macedonia. We're going to focus on these cities in the north. Because we lured to the north. Anyways, chaos and disorder in Macedonia. Our efforts to restore order in southern Macedonia have been hamstrung by loss of order in many of the region's districts. The Irma have been hard at work, assassinating officials, raiding villages, and limiting communications to see this through, because their efforts or ability to respond have been severely paralyzed. Bastards! Anyways, we can't choose any foci, which is fine for now. 90 days, huh? Okay. I think it's probably good to modernize local governance. Not everything needs to be decided in Belgrade. We should hold to trust the elected, respect authorities in regions and local parishes to make decisions relevant for the people. We merely need to modernize this local administrative apparatus and clean it of harmful graft and clientism. Anyway. It's probably good for these guys to train. Follow Barcelona! So falls the heart of old Catalonia. Oh, the Kingdom of Madrid has come back from it. Oh, impressive. Socialist Republic of Liberia has joined the Third International. Okay, you know. Good luck, guys. Okay. That's a declaration of war in Guatemala. That's a little weird, but okay. Paraguay capitulated. I think I could probably add some cavalry to these MPs. The Second Irish Revolution. I couldn't stay away from Britain for long, it seems. Victory! Haha, thus unto criminals. Time to launch an offensive. Alright. I have until the end of the action phase to take all Irmo-controlled provinces in Macedonia. The situation will reset. Alright, well I have 90 days to do that, so... I am not allowed to call to war. The lull ceases. The irregular small-scale warfare in Macedonia cannot last forever. The tension in the region is picking up. General Staff reports the roads are safe for large army movement. Should the situation allow it, the Serbian army may be able to launch a full-scale offensive into Irma-occupied regions. The results of the guerrilla conflict the past 3 months will have an effect, too, and they are... Serbia gains an advantage. No. $90 days, huh? Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to spend political power to get more guns. It's not many guns, but I'm not really spending the political power on anything else, so... Anyways, these guys are just blocking. The actual attack is going to prepare to commence shortly. Alright, let's start. Modernize local governance. Anyways. We should probably promote economic structuralism to modernize and industrialize Serbia. Milan Sojanovic promotes his theory of economic structuralism, calls for the state to promote industry reliant on materials promoted domestically, and the need for the state to have control of monetary resources in order to redirect it to the industries that need them. So, more construction speed. Sure, whatever. 48 days. 20 days. We should probably force attack. There we go. We can maybe accelerate. I'm sure there's some weird rule here that says the war takes 30 years now. Take that. Is anything gonna happen? Or are we just gonna jerk around all day? Do we not? Anyways. How does this work? This is weird. Alright. Rip. Nationalist government elected in Poland. Okay. Alright. We actually did take ground, which is nice. Kazakhstan's capitulated. Republicans win Greek referendum. We can press a button. Apparently we can launch an offensive again. Go. Wonderful. Helmet popping good. And we did it. Okay, great. Mission success. National focuses bypass, 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 bypassed. Irmo has been capitulated. Boop, boop, boop. Boopity boop, boop. Okay. Random. Order restored in Macedonia. The victorious military campaign has put an end to the internal Macedonian revolutionary organization's terror in southern Serbia. Their armed bands and detachments have been scattered one after another, crushed by superior Serbian arms, and order has been restored completely. Hundreds, if not thousands, have perished during the conflict. The civilian population has suffered greatly, both in reprisals and active terrorists. Not the flames of civil war proceeded, however, some peace has returned to the region. For the time being, southern Serbia will remain under military occupation. Reconstruction will have to take place before it's integrated back into the greater Serbian nation once again. Hurrah to Serbdom! Boop! Oh, we get annoying penalties. Thank you, annoying penalties. Bad at war. So I'm bad at war. Some stuff appears to be happening. What is going on here? So the Liberal Pact is fighting the Mexican... Oh, they're the National Populists. Wonderful. Crazy ones. Got it. I should probably press Fate of Kardzali. We should grant it to our Bulgarian allies. But with that, I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.